I'll take 500 for neurological disorders. All right. Treatment for Parkinson's disease using music. Pause. As you were watching that intense scene, was your heart racing, palms sweating? Were you holding your breath? Because I was. We weren't even the contestant, yet our body was reacting to something, and one of those things was the music. You see, our brain works in mysterious ways. It receives stimuli from the environment, like music, through neurons, which releases chemicals that affect many bodily functions. Neurons are nerve cells that have a dendrite, a cell body, an axon, and axon terminals. Thousands of neurotransmitters or chemical signals are stored in thin-walled sacs called synaptic vesicles. The inside of the cell has a more negative charge relative to the outside of the cell. Through active transport of ions, the cell's interior can reach a less negative overall charge high enough to send an electrical message down the nerve called an action potential. This charge signals the vesicles to fuse with the membrane at the very end of the cell. The neurotransmitters now carrying a message are released into a fluid-filled space called the synaptic junction. This is a tiny gap between a nerve cell and a target cell, which could be another nerve cell, muscle cell, or gland. The neurotransmitters can now bind to specific receptors on the receiving cell, like a key and lock system. This triggers an action in the target cell, and that's how neurons communicate with each other and the body. Now that you have some context, let's check back on our lovely contestant to see what the question is. What is music therapy? Wait, what? Let's explain this. One big-name neurotransmitter called dopamine plays a role in feeling of pleasure, memory, and movement. As we age, the degeneration of nerve cells can occur in a part of the brain that controls movement called the substantia nigra. Without healthy cells, your body can't produce dopamine, and that's how Parkinson's can develop. But there's another region of the brain called the putamen, which processes rhythm and regulates body movement. When our bodies perceive pleasurable music, activity in certain brain regions associated with reward and emotions increases. So when you hear a nice tune like ba-da-ba-ba-ba, dopamine is released in the putamen, which helps us move. By doing this, music can temporarily stop the symptoms of Parkinson's. This helps patients get up and down and even walk. Unfortunately, after the groovy music stops, the pathology returns. But hey, that means there's a lot of potential with music therapy. By studying this niche field, we can explore alternative routes to treat the vast spectrum of neurological disorders. So pick up that old instrument of yours and visit a nursery home or hospital. Who knows, maybe it can help a patient regain control of their body and dance to the beat like old times.